Hi guys, Jess here and welcome to number 28 of Scrappy Sisters Scrap September, and this is my celebration layout. So I am scrapping a picture of my little man's first birthday, and I must apologise that the backing paper there that I made off screen wasn't supposed to be off screen, but I deleted the video. I have no idea how, don't even ask. I was like running out of storage, so I was cleaning up all the old photos I had on there, and somehow I managed to delete the video. But you can see it's pretty straightforward. I just cut unequal, so the pink and the greeny blue are exactly the same size, but it's not equal quarters. And then I put some sparkly gold washi that didn't stick very well, so I then had to glue it, covering up the joins just because I thought it was cute. So this is a bit of a mishmash of supplies. I'm just using up a bunch of different bits and pieces that I just have had from kits that I get, and I'd used lots of things but then still had heaps of leftovers, so I'm trying to smash as much of embellishments from a couple of those kits as I could. And I sent it to my sister when it was done, and she's like, wow, that's intense. So hopefully you like it and it's not too intense, for want of a better word. I'm really happy with it. I like it. It's busy, it's crazy, but I like it. So hopefully you do too. As I said, I can't even tell you what supplies I used. I'm sorry. They're a big mishmash of different bits and pieces. I know that the ephemera that is more birthday type ephemera is from the reject shop, and it was new. I've been hoarding it, so it's not current stock, but it was something I opened new that I'd been saving specifically for when I do these layouts of my son's birthday. So the rest, though, is bits of everything, bits of lots of different things. So I didn't really have a plan for how I wanted this to look. I knew I wanted lots of embellishments because A, I wanted to use up some of my stash, and B, I really wanted to try. I mean, a lot of people have done layouts sort of similar to this, where they've divided their page into quarters to make triangles, and then I've put heaps of embellishments on where I've got my pattern paper. That's basically the look I was going for. So I knew that I wanted lots of ephemera and embellishments and bits and pieces on here. But Katie's right, it probably turned out a bit more intense than what I had planned. But anywho, what else can I tell you? Lots of popping things up so that there's lots of dimension. I can tell you that little 12-month is from the Little You collection. There was it wasn't every single month, but it was like 1, 3, 6, 9, 12, and maybe a couple more in between. And I've put them on all of the corresponding layouts, so it's just a little, no one else would notice, but it's something to me that I have included the 1, 3, 6, 9, 12 on each of the layouts I've done for him at that age group, and I just thought that was a nice little flow or continuity throughout those layouts. What else? I wish I could remember where more of this stuff came from, but I really can't. The I am 1 year old today is a milestone card that I made, and it actually says I am 1 years old today, and Katie looked at it and went, that's wrong, that's weird. And I'm still undecided, because if it's I am 1 year old today, isn't it I am a 1 year old today? So I wasn't sure, so I thought, I know, I will just slide it under the photo, and then it doesn't matter if it doesn't quite make sense, because of course you can't see the whole thing because half of it's underneath the photograph. It obviously makes sense if you could see the whole card. And then I figured that that was sort of my problemo solved. Hopefully it doesn't just make it more awkward and more worse. So I really find frames hard to use. That's why I'm sliding these two underneath the corners and sort of reflecting what I'd done down in the bottom corners. I find that they tend to be too small for me to use around photographs, and then the occasional times that I have photographs small enough, I don't think to use them, so they're always left over in my stash. As I don't hand journal, I find these little sort of journal tabs or things where you could just write a little note or a date or a place. I never use those, so I'm just popping those all together. 1, 2, 3, 4 sort of seemed like a nice way to fit with a child type layout, because, you know, kids count. I don't know, I can explain anything away, really, reason anything. I also find things like the bingo cards and the ticket stubs and, you know, those kind of things. I also find those quite tricky to use because they don't really relate to anything for me. I don't link to my life or to the photograph at all. So I tend to just use those for layering, pop them behind and have the splash of colour more than anything else. The ticket stub there says admit 1, so I made it so the 1 was showing quite well because, you know, it's his first birthday, he's 1, so I thought that was a cute little tie-in, that if you notice the 1, you know, all the little things we do on our layouts that people don't really tend to pinpoint, but as a whole it all ties in together. I've been meaning to use this Celebrate You on one of my son's birthday layouts. I'm still not 100% sold with it on this one, but it's there now. It's fine, but part of the reason I'm not 100% sold on it is what I chose to use for the heading. I am not 100% sold on my heading choice either. I love the way I made the heading, which we'll see in a moment, but I'm wondering if I should have picked different words. Can't change it now. It was way too much work. But anyway. So almost done with my clustering and getting up to heading placement. My heading took me forever, and you will see why. I'm a sucker for punishment sometimes, but I sometimes think the little things is what makes it, and sometimes it's worth doing little fiddly bits and pieces. And if you enjoy it, it doesn't matter. What am I doing? Oh, that was flopping. It didn't have enough foam underneath it, and it was flopping down in the center, so I'm sneaking in another one there. And then there was just this little diamond and this little shine on pennant flag that I just thought I'd shove in under there. Wouldn't detract or wouldn't add much, but it also wouldn't detract too much, so I thought that would be fine. And now just popping this one up in the corner, which I've been playing with for ages, but now that you look at it later, you're like, why did that take you so long? It was like 3 bits of embellishment. Just put them on. But I overanalyze and I think and I play and I'm like, oh, what will I put up on foam and what will I just stick straight down onto the paper? And oh, it's also challenging. I just love the dimension that having some things on foam creates, the light and the shadow, and I just think it really makes a difference to your layouts. I hadn't used foam really at all. Katie got me onto it, and I think it really does make a difference to just creating, obviously dimension, but just creating the way the shadows fall and what catches your eye first. And yeah, I really love using it. So there's my tip if you don't already. So there is my heading. I have done a heading like this on my other layout on the 24th, the Sunday scrap lift day. And that was the Hip Hip Hooray one. And I really love it. I love the lettering. I've stuck this one up with the foam thickers as well. But I just wonder if I should have chosen a different word. Like, because we're blowing out the candles, maybe I should have said make a wish, and then it wouldn't have two celebrates, because the heading is let's celebrate, and then that piece down the bottom that says celebrate you. Oh, I don't know. Overanalyze everything, but I definitely love the text and the colour of the heading. I just wonder if I should have chosen different words. Anyway, I am finishing off with some enamel dots, using up a collection of enamel dots that I had leftovers. Oh, there you go. There's some of the things that I used. Hello Lovely. I used up some of the Cocoa Vanilla Hello Lovely collection. That's what all the frames were. The Admit One, the bingo card, the Shine On, that Hello Sunshine in the bottom right. So there are a few bits and pieces that were from Hello Lovely. I think I'm just about done. You might have noticed when I was talking about the heading that I pulled off an enamel dot. These ones that I'm currently using are sparkly enamel dots, and the one I'd stuck on before was a different collection, so I just pulled it off and stuck it back onto the packaging to use at a different time. I'm loving hiding enamel dots behind things at the moment. I just think they look super cute. And yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this layout. I hope you didn't find it too intense. We are almost done with Scrapping September, guys. I hope you're playing along at home. SS Scrap September. Thanks.